Oh, hello, and welcome back to Carpo's Tea Time. I appreciate you joining me. Oh my god, I went from English to Irish there, didn't I? Anyway, I've got my teapot with my tea and my 2 teacups, and I hope you will join me for tea, which is my new routine. Um, it's my kung fu routine. So I have a plan here. I'm going to make a video and I'm going to talk to you. And during that video, I'm going to have some tea. I'm going to also pour you a small cup, just because, even if you're not here, at least you can pretend to be sipping tea with me. And I promise I just made a mess all over when I was pouring it, and I didn't pour it properly. And I guess that goes right in line with me. I'm not a hack. I just am kind of a slob. I just got home from work, so I'm still wearing my overalls here. Obviously, I've got my pocket protector and my Grateful Dead, declaration when I'm out in the world, um, and I see my name tag on. It says Joshua, because I was working today with a group of people. There were camera people and a whole bunch of producers and just like a whole crew of people that knew nothing about carpentry, but they hire us to come in and build stuff. It's the funniest thing. They hire us to come in and build a bench. I'm not going to name the large big box construction store that we're working for, because that wouldn't be right. But let's just say whenever you see a commercial where it says homeowners can do it, and they show homeowners building their own benches, building their own inset bookshelves, all these things, the homeowners don't actually build it. That may not come as a surprise to many of you. Commercials have been lying to us from day one. But it's just funny when you really see it, even the professionally produced commercials and all the BS that's put into them. And it got me thinking. Lately, I'm trying not to let it get to me, but I have just been inundated with ads on YouTube. So, side note, I use Firefox usually, and I don't get ads with the ad blocker. And yes, I know I can pay for YouTube Premium, but when the ads do come on, they're usually AI ads, and it's usually a product that's total garbage. You can tell, buy this lighter now, this $39 lighter they're going to ban next week, or the next one's about, I guess it would be interesting to analyze everybody's experience with videos, because you're going to get different ads, different, algorithms for different people. Anyway, it's kind of a sick world. Like this desire to always make money. And it's always grossed me out. And my whole life I've been gaslit into thinking I'm the weird one because I don't care for money. I think a lot of people just can't understand that you can just make it by and not worry about the future. That sounds harsh, because I'm a dad and a husband, and I'm supposed to be the breadwinner, the guy who's always looking out for retirement, for the future. And I'm just not. I just trust I trust the process. I've had moments where I don't, and I definitely lose faith in just letting things go, going with the flow, so to speak. Wu Wei, the art of not doing but not doing. Things work out. And you still have to put in the work, and that work comes in many forms. Even if you're not physically working, even at a job or on anything else, you're mentally working. You're always working towards something. Do the ends justify the means? I don't know. What does it require to live a good life, right? What decisions could I have made when I was younger that would have made things so much easier now? We all think about that. Why didn't I just invest in Netflix, 25 years ago? Why didn't I invest in, Intel? These things don't matter because if you did, you'd be rich. And guess what? If you bought Bitcoin at the beginning, you'd be ridiculously rich. But there's another side to that. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't rather be a billionaire than broke. But that's only because I'm old enough to understand the burden of money. If I got that rich, I wouldn't tell anybody. Well, people find out anyway, but you see what I'm saying. When you're young, you're dumb, and you're willing to spend money on anything and try to show your wealth, maybe not to other people, but even to yourself. It's like this. It's disgusting. Wealth to me is disgusting, and I've wrestled with this my whole life because people have told me, well, these people work hard for what they have, they deserve to have these things. It's not about what people have. If you want a nice car, that's great. If you like fancy things, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the exorbitant waste, you know. And I'm glad that I'm not adjusted to it. I've never been adjusted to it and I never will be. It's not normal for me. I don't think billionaires should exist. And I stand by that. There's this quote that it reminded me of the other day. The quote, I believe, goes, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." I believe I looked it up to confirm it. Yeah, it's no measure of health to be, to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. In other words, if everything seems fine, then you're missing it. You're missing the point. I believe it was attributed to a guy named Jetta Krishnamurti. There's a few Krishnamurtis I know of, but I don't care who it was attributed to. Honestly, I don't really follow specific individuals. I find that to be toxic, and it develops kind of a cult-like attitude. Look, I'm a man, my independent man. I'm my man, right? I don't follow other dudes, and that's me. Some people need a figurehead or a leader, whether it's a political leader or a spiritual leader, to tell them what's best in the right direction. I've never found that to be valuable. In fact, I find that to be the laziest bullshit in this world ever. To let somebody else tell you what's right and just trust them without doing your own homework on it or really having your own opinion. Like, the cult of personality is so strong. But as far as the quote, the reason I say that about quotes is because it doesn't matter who said things. People attribute quotes to all kinds of people. One of my favorites was always attributed to Mark Twain, right? It says, "It's easier to fool a man than convince him he's been fooled." That comes up over and over again, but it's so true. I mean, we're willing to believe any type of bullshit. So because of that, I find myself kind of a loner in my own, what comes across as egotism to some people, or arrogance, or even ignorance. And believe me, I've been called all three and been considered to be uninformed or unaware or always just looking to argue or having a strong opinion against something just for the sake of arguing against it. But I have very strong convictions about what I think to be right and wrong. And it's very hard to explain that to people. But this idea about fitting in, I just don't care. I don't want to fit in. I have no desire to fit in. And it does suck sometimes because I'm bound to piss somebody off, right? Look at my YouTube channel. If somebody, there's guaranteed to be at least one video that's going to make somebody think I'm either one political view or another, or one religion or another. Like, somebody's going to listen to something I say and say, "Wow, this guy's an asshole." And I respect that. That's okay. We disagree because we're human. And differences are our strengths. So I guess that's what I wanted to share. Our uniqueness, our difference. Don't lose it. Don't just smile and nod in society to just appease people. Being a people pleaser will bite you in the ass. I've seen it. You'll build resentment, and you won't speak your mind. You won't tell people how you really feel and what you really think. If you're in a group of people, it's like I've always used the example, if I'm hanging out in a room of people I don't know very well and somebody tells a really racist joke or something, and everybody laughs, I'm likely to be the guy that's going to be like, that's a stupid fucking joke. It's just dumb. I'm the guy who's going to speak up instead of going with the crowd. I'm the guy who in the grocery store, when somebody's yelling at the clerk, I'm going to speak up and tell him he's a douchebag. I'm the guy who, if somebody's acting like a fool in traffic, I'm going to let them know I am just that dude. I've always been that guy. I'm always going to be that guy. And it's all based on what I think to be true and right and wrong. And that's okay. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Oh, I'm almost 50 now, and I'm getting more and more stubborn in my ways. But there's still a lot to learn and a lot I don't know. But I'm trying to take it back down to a level where I can interact with everyone and really try to relate to people as much as possible without ever compromising my integrity. And I think if nobody out there compromised their integrity, and if people asked themselves what their real values were and what it would take to break those values ahead of time, then we'd know what we really stand for. I may not know everything I stand for because I'm not quite sure what the available options are yet. But let's just say when I see it, I'll know it. And when I see something that ain't right, I'll say it. You should too. Much love, my friends, and I will talk to you next time. Be well. Take care of each other.